As promised, I'm back. And I want to say thank you to each and every person who gave me feedback, gave me likes, gave me hearts on my initial podcasts.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, yeah.
And here's a thank you for all of the people who aren't down for the Golden Girls.
Thank you. I thank you.
But in all sincerity, I definitely want to say thank you to every person that listened. I appreciate the feedback more than you could ever know. It's definitely invaluable. So your girl is back. And I was thinking about, how to apply a little more structure to the video podcasting that I want to do. And here it is. So I'm going to talk about the evolution. I've spoken about how I have used hashtags to identify certain moments or points in my life. So why not take that baggage and unpack it? So tonight we're going to talk about Chubby Girl Chronicle. If you look back on my social media, you will see that was a hashtag that I used during a transitional phase, probably 2013 through 2015, maybe 16. It's what I coined the struggle. It's what I coined the challenge of trying to make great decisions or make better decisions when it came to eating and also working out. And it's also amazing that people in San Antonio, I've been here for 6 years, only know, well, some people might know me before, but for the most part, they only know this KP. And KP is a brand. I got divorced and someone said, are you going to change your name back to Keisha Mello? Like, who? Girl, who? No. KP is a brand. KP is an author. She got books on Amazon. Don't forget, y'all. So when I think about telling the story of who I am today, right, or 6 years back, I've been in San Antonio since 2013. And then the previous 31 years, right, in VA, people call me Keisha. My family calls me Keita. And I want to kind of unpack the differences. And I'll say it's pretty cute that this lady will call me KP. That's Mom Dukes. I'm like, Mom, just call me Keisha. Just call me Keita. But I do appreciate the fact that she does want to stay hip to the game. So this podcast or this session will be all about really unpacking who I was at a moment in time, like the first 31 years of my life. And then, going forward, who I am today. So let's get started. So, visuals. I'm all about visuals. Most of the people here in San Antonio might remember me slightly when I moved here. I think I weighed probably 287 pounds. And you can tell through each picture, that was 2009. It was the first picture with the pink shirt on. And I remember moments in time, tragedy. I remember when my grandmother passed away. I remember when I bought a house, when I sold a house, when I moved here to San Antonio. And in 2009, that first picture, I was in North Carolina visiting my sister, and we were visiting a horseback riding or something like that. And my marriage was in turmoil. And if you look at the pictures, by far, chubby cheeks, that should be hashtag chubby cheeks. And then if you look at the Disney picture, that was 2008. 2012 is when I graduated high school. Lord have mercy. 2012 is when I graduated college. The picture to the left in the orange is my first multiple sclerosis walk. And I will be doing another walk March the 9th. I'll be posting something on my social media soon, asking if anyone wants to give a quick donation. I will share more about multiple sclerosis and how that has impacted my life. That will be probably a podcast all in itself to really unpack again. It's all about unpacking and sharing. And then the far picture on the right, I was in Virginia Beach, but I don't remember what year that was. 2007 possibly. But each one of these, they were moments in time and moments in my life where I can remember the pain of who that person was. Some people, I have friends in my life today who have never seen this side of me. They don't know who that girl is. And when I look at her, I think about the pain that I know that she felt and the choices that she made to hide the pain. Food was my jam. Chocolate was my boo, right? Food never let me down. Food never lied to me. Food didn't betray me. A Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich deluxe with large fry and a large sweet tea. Never cheated. Never hurt my feelings. Never said I wasn't worthy. It always said, yes, Come hither, come have me. And the feeling of euphoria. Can you hear the inflection in my voice? That feeling of euphoria that the food gave me was consistent. And it was truly, for sure, I've never been diagnosed with a food addiction, but I know that I have a tendency or a disposition to have addictive tendencies, right? It runs in my family, and food was mine. And it's one that's so subtle. I look back at these pictures and I've asked my family, nobody told me that I look like blah, 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 blah. The face was always on point, though. Let's be all the way clear. The face was always money, but it was never an issue. Everybody loves to eat. So if I say, hey, let's come over and bake 2 pans of brownies or brownies and cookies. I remember one time me and my sisters, not about eating, but we did a wine tasting. We tasted several bottles of wine. But the food it doesn't cry out like drugs or alcohol or a sex addiction. It doesn't cry out the same way, but harmful nonetheless. And when I look at these pictures, this woman chose to have a focus, and that was her kids. I mentioned last time I was a teenage mom. I had 2 kids before by the age of 19. I chose to focus on kids, then career, and that was it. And being the best auntie I could be, I would be the babysitter. Like, no, you guys go, have a good time. I have nothing to wear out. 1, 2, I'd rather be here. Me and the kids can get our pizza on or get our McDonald's on or get our whatever. Like, kids are always down to eat and to overindulge. That was my jam. So when I think about who I was and how I allowed food to be a comfort to me, I did try drinking. It's not the feeling it's not consistent enough. You drink, and then you feel great for a minute, and then you tip the scale and you're drunk, and then you're hungover. Nobody has time for that when you have kids. Smoking cigarettes or smoking Black and Milds was a thing, but again, the smell, I had to hide it. I didn't want my kids to see, but they would always be down for, are we gonna make cookies every night, Mom? Yep, we are. We're gonna drink a tall glass of ginger ale? Yep, we are. So the food addiction, and I never felt guilty. I never had guilt associated with it. I never had any type of medical implications. Always blood pressure. And one time I remember going to the doctor, and he didn't believe that my blood pressure could be so low. So then he put the cuff around my thigh. Like, no, we got to check it. There's no way. And by the grace of God, I tell you, and that's another part of the story, is I knew that I didn't want God's grace to run out. Not saying that I believe that, but I am saying I wanted to be accountable and make good decisions while I still had the conscious mind to do so. But food, it was my baby. And at some point I had to come to grips that it was controlling me emotionally. Have a bad day, have a fight, whatever, tired, any excuse to not make good decisions or to satisfy an emotional desire or hunger. And even today, I have to consciously override the desire to feed something that's trying to control me. I will often hit up a juice fast, or fast for part of the day. Just I have to subdue the flesh. Sometimes the flesh gets so high and it is controlling my life. Like, no, have a coffee, have a muffin, then go get cookies, and then you're gonna get a fish and chips or whatever. Because I know that those things never let me down. They don't. And it's so hard to not want to satisfy my flesh. Even, and not only food, but that's emotionally too. I mean, there's moments when I'll want to act out, and I'm doing air quotes, right? I want to act out. I want to be outside of my character. I'm just going to ride by his house. I'm just going to see if there's another car there. And then if I do, then what? Right? Nothing. You drive home sad and be salty, and then it's okay, right? So that's another one. The emotions in your flesh, you have to subdue it. You have to suppress it. You have to keep it in check, because your emotions will make you think and do things that are not of you. I digress. Food, Chubbygurlchronicles. I chose to bury everything else. Wasn't a priority. And I do say that about changing your life. It has to be a priority until it is. It's okay to not focus until it becomes a priority. It's okay that it's not. Give yourself a pass. Give yourself the approval that you need. It's not a priority. There's a lot of things happening. If eating and dieting and all that is not a priority, don't beat yourself up because you still haven't started. That's okay. At least it's on the list. Food was my jam. I can't say that enough. I definitely buried who I was into my kids. Oh, I talked about them last time. They are the light of my world. And you, at some point, I'm sure, oh, there's one. So on the left, the light skin purple and the chocolatey blue on the in front of the light skin on the left, in the Disney picture. But I was okay there. There was no expectation for me to do anything else but to play with them, take them on great vacations, go out to eat. That was quality time for us, was eating out. And again, because it wasn't, I wasn't piling up the plate and 2 double whoppering it was okay. Then, then I moved to San Antonio, and Chubbygurlchronicles continued. But I'll say that the picture of me with the yellow beads on was October of 2013. I was in Des Moines on one of my first business trips in my new position, and I had made my mind up. It is too hot in San Antonio. It's too hot here to have all this weight. I was in a bad car wreck when I was 9 years old, and my knee to this day, it just gets tight. I actually tore my meniscus a few months ago, and I'm nursing that. But I made the decision, and you can see the progression from left to right. The far right picture I was trying on a bridesmaid's dress. I think that was 2015. 2016 is the black. I was in VA for Christmas. The 49ers, red and gold, until I'm dead and cold, all the way clear. And then 2018 is the picture with the sunglasses. And it's been a journey, one that has not been easy. I just shared the desire to eat poorly or to eat the things that I know that I should not eat. I ate a bagel today, and it was amazing. A jalapeno cheddar bagel, if I could be specific, and it was amazing. But I made sure to walk a mile at work, at my grilled chicken for dinner. It's a process. I have some sour strip candy. I might eat 1 or 2 of those as a little treat, but it's a process that I have to continue to work on and focus every single day. I often get the question, either when I'm at home visiting or people that used to know me will send me a message on Facebook and ask, what did you do? What are you doing? And there's no magic. There's no magic. There's no magic pill. I got MyFitnessPal and committed to 1,200 calories and worked out. I was fortunate. I had an elliptical when I moved here and it broke. And one of my coworkers was moving and gave me his treadmill free of charge. So the excuses were removed. We also have a fully equipped gym at the office. No excuse. So sometimes when all the excuses have been removed, you have to take advantage of what you have. And that's exactly what I did. In addition to MyFitnessPal and the 1,200 calories and the working out, first I had to make up my mind that I was ready to do so. And, there could be moments of hiccup or days of hiccup, but I had to commit to not beat myself up and be okay with it. I was okay to make 2 meals if that's what I had to do. I didn't want to force the kids into, not force, it's an ugly word, but I didn't want to change their life too drastically because I was changing mine. Have we all adopted better choices and lifestyles? Absolutely. It couldn't, it kind of starts at the head and trickles its way down. Shakoya, my 17-year-old, just came in and was drinking a smoothie and eating a piece of grilled chicken for dinner. So the influence is there. But I had to make my mind up first that I was ready to start and was committed to it. And, eating kids' meals and salads. And that was a change, especially from a girl who a spicy chicken deluxe with a sweet tea and honey mustard sauce and a cookie, right? And ice cream. Let's just go ahead and make it a complete meal. To what felt like depriving myself. In the beginning, I was hungry. At least I thought I was. But there's times when you have to override your desire to want to eat bad. The other night, I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning and I had some Simply Salt popcorn here, and I couldn't sleep until I ate it. So I got up and made a bag of popcorn at 1 in the morning because I've learned if I don't, then that could turn out to be something more detrimental for sure. I'll say I mentioned the picture in the yellow, and I was in Des Moines, and my director brought us all together, and he played a crucial role, and he was such a support in my life when I moved here, because my marriage began to have some challenges, shall I say. And the quote that says, "You are a strong woman, proud mom, and a great professional. You're a strong leader, and your house is needing leadership. You can do this. You have a lot of fans, and your support group is bigger than you think. Rely on them. Leave it at his feet, for he died for us." That's my boss. When I call and say, "He gone," that's what he sends me back. And I have been fortunate to have that level of leader to support me throughout all of my career, whether they profess their faith to me, like most do, like that kindred spirit kind of comes out. I've always said leaders that inspired me and pushed me, and when I was having a moment, God would use them to speak to me, and I kept that. That's probably 4 years old. I keep it, and I refer to it when I need that inspiration. I don't want to have to keep going back to him. He wouldn't mind at all, but I refer back to it. I keep a notebook of things on my computer. And then, the one in the corner, "Dear love, thanks for choosing me again and again. I choose you, number one fan." And, some of these we'll get into talking about the different hashtags. But at some point I had to realize I need to love Keisha. Great that I want to be a mom and a great auntie and a wife at the time. I have to love me, or I won't be here for them. And that was a turnaround for me. It was always everybody before me. And so this was probably one of the most selfish things. My ex-husband and my kids might say differently, but this was one of the most selfish things I've done for me. I chose me. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to commit to, as I lose the weight, and buy new clothes from a size 24. On a good day, I can fit a 6. On a good day, but I'm doing weight training now, so I was talking to my trainer. Hey, the scale's not moving like it used to. I think, that it's the weights. I'm putting on more muscle, and it weighs more than the fat. He was like, "Yeah, I don't know about all that, Keisha," but I had to choose me. I had to be selfish and put myself first. And it's still hard. I still have big time mommy guilt sometimes, for working late, for getting up early and going to the track or to the gym. But it's real, and I've learned to deal with it. The other quote, "I exist as I am, and that is enough. Who I am today is enough. Who you are today is enough. Don't convince, don't rationalize." I've always said, and this is an analogy that I talk about at work, a Range Rover is never on sale. It's never on sale. You never they're not trying to convince you, doing a comparison between a Range Rover and a Yukon, or a Range Rover and a Escalade. It speaks for itself. My value speaks for itself. I don't have to convince anyone. I refuse. I am over it. I've done it, and I've sealed and buried that book. I'm not convincing anyone of my value, my worth, why you should or should not do something, why you should or should not say something. I will just help you to understand how what you have said or done to me has impacted me, and I will move on accordingly. So that I am trying to get better at sitting in my power and not giving someone, I don't believe in ultimatums. I don't want to give someone my power. So if I feel that I am engaging or having an exchange with someone, I will tell you, let me tell you this. When you said that hurt my feelings. Unacceptable, can happen. So you change your actions based on what I said, and I will do the same thing. I don't need to say, if you don't stop doing this, I'm gone. No, I'm gone. I don't have to. I got the power. I have the power, and I'm okay. I'm 37. I know the last video I kind of covered it up. I'm 37. I'm okay to say it's okay. It's okay. And this has nothing to do with this. This is all relationships, professional, personal, romantic, all relationships. I am okay to sit in my power, but that's another challenge for me, because it's so easy to want to say, shouldn't we do this, or have you thought about this, and is there convincing? I can't convince someone to do anything for me, with me, around me, about me, right? I enough. What does it say? I exist as I am. That is enough. By the grace of God, I am what I am. Like it, leave it, lump it. I am what I am. And I am trying to get that so deeply rooted. I was going to get a tattoo a few years ago that said chosen. Many were called, but few are chosen. And God knows, I believe I'm of the chosen. And he can validate that when I see him, you know? It's empowering. It's refreshing. This journey has been, the previous, the girl on the previous slide, she had to exist so that I could be who I am today. And, so that was when I graduated college in 2012. And the picture on the right is me. This past Christmas, I was attending, my best friend did a vision board, which I thought was dope. Super selfless, gave away gifts and fully decked brunch, but it was a great opportunity. That'll be another one, right? Hashtag best friends forever. She had to be so that I could. What she's gone through, her experiences, I now get to learn from. I get to sit back and I get to unpack and think about, oh yeah, today, how would I handle that today? I don't do regrets. All things happen, if not for a purpose, for a reason, or for a lesson. And I'm down to learn those. And we always get to run it back. We always get to run it back. And, I'm really trying to be intentional to change. I believe what you sow is what you reap, and what you put out is what will come back. So super positive, motivational, inspiring. It's what I love to do at work too, right? I love to give someone a smile, to give someone a reason to smile. But let me digress. There's my favorite, one of my favorite scriptures, and I still didn't change it, right? So, by the grace of God, I am what I am, and his grace toward me it's not vain. And I recorded this one time before, and I said, oh, I need to change it. I didn't. So it's vain. My apologies. And then I included, someone gave the definition of transformation at work, and it's thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. To me, yes, the physical appearance has changed drastically. You can look at the picture, 24 to a 6'8". But the external appearance has, cannot even put a match towards a spotlight towards the change that's happened inside of me. The level of peace and joy and happiness that I've been able to find is astounding. Could I have found that same peace in that body? God willing, right? God knows. But I know I needed to know that I could overcome something challenging on my own. So it didn't take, it wasn't adding someone to my life. It wasn't reaching out to my parents. It wasn't my kids. It was I accomplished this by myself. And going to school was kind of symbolic of that too, graduating from college. But it's definitely, I was able to accomplish this feat, one that's visible for everyone to see, but also the work on the inside has been, it's been amazing. It's very reflective. I went home this past Christmas and my mom said, you have so many questions. I said, I am on a curiosity journey. I feel like I am cloaked with curiosity. I seek to understand. I want to know what you mean. I don't want to be that young lady on the left with the blue jean shorts on. She was okay accepting things at face value, good, bad, or indifferent. I seek to understand, because what if I'm not getting the point? What if there's a lesson in that for me? I want to know. Absolutely.
My head toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Head toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Sometimes in life you gotta get an anthem. That's one of many that I have. I went back to Kelly Price. It was a CD I listened to. This is who I am. I think it's what it's called. And again, moment in time or in life. I used to listen to that CD when I was driving back and forth to Raleigh as an interim supervisor at Nationwide. I don't know the year, but that's another one. This is who I am. I'm not a psalmist, but that's a good CD. It has a lot of if God is dead, Why do I live? Yeah, I could go down the list. Super eclectic musical selections depending on what time of day, what type of mood, what's going on in life. I could be jamming out to Cardi. I could be on Kirk. I could be on Ty. I could be on some local artists that I know from back home. But last slide, right? Let's bring it on home. You accepted less because you thought a little was better than nothing. Know your worth. That's probably another hashtag. Hashtag worth. Hashtag know your worth. I'm okay with an amazing nothing than a little bit of crap. But that's another thing. It's hard. I see girls today, and it feels okay to be okay with something that's mediocre because it's something versus an amazing nothing. Peace is in nothing. Joy can be in nothing. I'm okay. Yeah, I stand flat-footed and say I'm okay with an amazing amount, with a large amount of amazingness that is nothing by way of substance, a person, doing work that doesn't stimulate me or satisfy me. I'm okay, but it's tough, and it's something that I think a lot about for our young ladies. When we settle, because it's better to have something, right? It's better to have Mr. Right now than Mr. Right, or waiting on Mr. Right and have Mr. Cool side of the bed. So just a nugget. We can unpack that. My best friend sent this to me. She also posted on Facebook, Dr. Page. Let me get her name right. Women who are really in their glow power own every aspect of themselves. For you to experience light and levity, you have to be able to be in the darkness. You start there, under the soul. Before you even see something at the surface, the root system is established before anything comes out of the ground. That's where faith comes into play. You believe in the light before you even see it. And I didn't know until I recorded one of these the very same night that I did the first night. I was so inspired, such a go-getter and activator, right? But that quote, you have to be willing to go through the dark. And the past 31 years, or the previous 31 years when I was heavier, it was dark. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm not judging it as being bad, but it was necessary. It was purposed. All things work out for the good to those, right? I believe that. I don't have one regret. I didn't walk away with a stroke or diabetes. I've never had any of that, even at 300 pounds. So it resonates with me so profoundly that you have to be willing to go there to get here. There's a journey. There is no warp speed. Even having been on this health conscious life change for going on 6 years now, there's no warp speed. It's every day for itself. And I am fully embracing my glow power because I respect that. Even now, sometimes you have to be buried a little bit or planted. I was listening to a series about that, planted, not buried. They didn't know, was it buried? They didn't know it was a seed, right? But yeah, positivity comes, life ebbs and flows, but we got each other. We are all we got. And I am grateful for the opportunity to share and to have you guys listen and to welcome you. I felt like there was a song I was going to sing about world, but welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Is that a song? I'll have to look it up. If it is, I'll post it. I'll put it in the comments. But thank you for listening again. I am grateful. Again, let me know how you like it. I'm open to feedback. This is progress, not perfection by any stretch of the imagination. I love to be creative. I get to do it at work. I get to do it in my writing. And now this is another avenue or venue that I can express my creativity, and in hopes that the same way that what I go through, my darkness, can help someone else achieve their glow power. In the famous words, I Marco Polo my sister and my nephew every day. And I always end that with KP out.